Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Hall o'clock with a package from bricklink.com. Okay, so the reason for getting this box of pieces from Germany actually was because they had the most of the ones that I needed to complete a build. That was a new mock build that I've designed, which is something quite new for me actually. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but you're welcome to guess, because it's kind of a... Let me get rid of the paperwork. Yeah, kind of a different style of building, I suppose. Ooh, golly. It's all in little paper bags. Well, that saves on plastic, I suppose. Tip out that avalanche and then we can get going. Yeah, it's kind of a different sort of style of build, I suppose, to me, and I'm really excited about building it. So I wanted to get absolutely as many of the pieces as I could kind of in one go, and then just fill in the gaps that no one else had. And it just so happened that the person who had most of the bits was in Germany, so that's where I went. And while I was there, as usual, I filled my boots with absolutely everything else that they had that I could even conceive of using. Wow, so you've got little stickers for used and so on there. So what have we got here? We've got a couple of tiles. So what better place to start than with the Super Secret Police? And this 2x2 tile, which everyone knows is now from the Super Cycle Chase set, 70808 from 2014. Probably should stop getting those now, but you know, I just kind of can't help myself. And I will have an SSP build actually coming up relatively soon. I've designed one anyway. I think I've got most of the pieces for that. So that's where I'll be using some of them, quite a few of them, because you know what they're like. They like sticking their logo on every flat surface. Just a random tile there. I think I'm going to tear these. Not going to be able to reuse them. Right, and here is the first of our relatively difficult to get dark blue pieces for our special build. And you'll have to see, I've told you it's in the undersea cabinet, so you might be able to guess what it's going to be. But I'm very excited about building it. So that is one piece for it, and another. Then we've got lots of these red barrier pieces that I'm planning to use at my fairground for the queues or lines for the more popular rides. So I've got loads of those. They must have been a good price. Somebody actually asked me about this piece the other day. They said when I had, what was it? Oh, it's the little sort of spiky orange alien from the 7789 Lotso's dump truck set from 2010. They asked me whether I was going to get the octopus. And though I don't think I'll get the sort of grumpy face that goes on top of this piece, I did think the sort of rubbery eight-legged piece, which has actually got suckers on the underside, was very good. So maybe I'll have to make my own like headpiece here. I've got the 2x2 sort of studs to work from. So yeah, that's really nice. I like that. It's quite fun that it's springy as well. Then we've got some of those, which are to do with that build. Oh yeah, that is important. I was thinking, why is that in there? It's because it's old grey. And I need quite a few old grey pieces for a different build, which actually this is for as well. Now, this is a set that is a bit unusual that I'm that bothered about it, but it's a Green Goblin set, 1374, from way back in 2002. And I just really liked the kind of flying thing that the Green Goblin is riding on. I don't much want to buy the whole set because it'll probably be ridiculously expensive, and the all green minifigure I'm not too sure about either. But of all the Green Goblin kind of I don't know, winged things that I've seen, that is definitely the best. So I thought, well, I put it on my list that I call not likely or something like that, because they're just very rare things, and I just kind of put things I like the look of on that wanted list, kind of a throwaway sort of place for them. And then if ever somebody does happen to have those pieces, then I'll add them to my cart if they're reasonable. But that's the sort of one that the Sharkinator was on, that list. You just think, I'm never going to get it, but, you know, from last time. So anyway, that is one of the pieces that I can basically make that wonderful curved wing of that Green Goblin set. It kind of reminds me of kind of a Star Trek Romulan ship, really. But anyway, yeah, so it's just one of those sets that looks really good. So we should see some of the other printed pieces from that set in some of these bags. And in this bag we have lots of bits and bobs, and most of these are actually for the mystery build. So I've got some ball and socket joints, so I can make bits and bobs and all sorts of different shaped bits for that. In fact, even these are for it. Yeah, so yeah, that whole bag is for the mystery build. Next bag. Oh, yeah, more bits for the mystery build. They'll need a bit of cleaning. Oh, they're a bit damaged those, but they're quite hard to get in dark blue, these. So yeah, I should be able to give them a bit of a polish and a buff up. It doesn't matter if they're not entirely 100% perfect. Oh, wow. These are bigger than I thought. So I do my usual trawl through all of the categories, including Barnacle, or in this case, Hero Factory. And I found these, and I thought they'd be about that big, but no, they're a lot bigger than that. They're that wide. These are the spiky sort of shields from the Explode character, 2010, who's apparently a villain. Who looks rather cute, if he doesn't mind me saying so. He looks like he's sort of smiling. I'm not sure he'd like me saying that, but nonetheless. Yeah, so I don't know. Under the sea, yeah, is that a spiky coral or some sort of beastie that's submerged, or I don't know. Just looks, I don't know, organic. Maybe you could combine them into a big sort of thing, or maybe have them back to back, or I don't know, angled as leaves on something. I do want one of my areas to almost look completely otherworldly. So, oh, maybe it's kind of Jaws, like on a Venus flytrap. Look at that. Yeah, that looks good. So it'd sort of be a underwater Venus flytrap. I think I'm going to have to do that idea now. That looks really good. Tell me what you think of that. So they were unique to that set. Lots more dark blue pieces. You can see I need quite a few, and that's why I went to this vendor. And here's another one of the Green Goblin pieces. So that's one of the sort of wing bits. I don't remember what his sort of flying thing is called. I'm sure there'll be 1,001 comments in the comment section of what it's called. It's called like an ornithopter or something like that. I think that's the part of the jet engine. So it's quite sort of important that these are all in dark grey. Old grey rather. It's important to me anyway, because I always like to do things properly, or not at all. Right, so there's some more pieces. Oh, there's a head in here, actually. Well, I've got this head before, actually, but I really like it because it's got a joyous sort of smile on one side and kind of a kind of look on the other. So that's from the 30141 ADU Jetpack Polybag, which is the Alien Conquest little set there from 2011. So yeah, I've had that before, but I only got one, so why not get another? Well, and these little grill pieces are medium blue. They're for something completely different. They were outstanding from a previous build that I'm trying to populate as well. I'm doing a lot of buying to finish a lot of designs. Now this bag's very interesting because we've got two red arches, and these are to do an idea that was given to me when I did that train shed way back now, just to kind of give it a bit more structure going over the sort of open side. So I needed more of the arch pieces, and I think they're the last ones, so I can do that now. So I won't give you a bedoying now. I'll give you a bedoying now. So that idea, the people who suggested that I should extend that, and maybe you'll get another bedoying when I actually put it in place, and I've forgotten whether I gave you one or not. Then we've got these interesting tiles, these round tiles with these sort of submarines in the crosshairs. They look very nice. And these were part of, well, quite a few Aquanaut sets, I think, which are very interesting, including the 6145 Crystal Crawler, where you can see it on top of the sort of cockpit there. And that's a very interesting vehicle with kind of big wheels that would drive along the bottom of the seabed. That's quite interesting. I haven't got anything planned like that in my cabinet. And what interests me is the guy inside. You can kind of just see he's kind of right tooled up. He's got two knives in his hands whilst driving. I mean, I don't know what he's expecting. But anyway, so I thought I'd use those obviously under the sea, maybe on the outside of my undersea base or something like that. Got these from the Builder minifigure wall, not directly obviously, but from this guy going to the Builder minifigure wall. One thing I always search for when I'm in a Bricklink store is BAM in the search box, and then basically any pieces that are marked. It's not all of them that are marked like that, but if they are marked BAM, then they come to the fore. And this is just a wonderful kind of, what would you call it, sleeveless kind of waistcoat type vest top in denim over a shirt with a hairy chest. So that's kind of a biker. I've got a couple of those just so I can have people all over my city wearing that. That's nice. Lots of these for under the sea. Yeah, two pieces, a couple of brushes in blue, a couple of cupcakes in flame yellow orange or red. And I've got this beanie hat, which is relatively rare in this dark orange colour. Yeah, I think it was just part of the Ninjago movie sets like 70656, Garmadon from 2017, which is an awesome set. I just love that set. I didn't get it, but yeah, it's very sort of cool idea, I think. It also came with the awesome Nancy minifigure, which I do have, which has got a retainer and a wonderful M-Tron t-shirt, which I very much like indeed. And the side build on that set's really good as well. It's got a sort of hot dog stand, but it says hot noodle dog. And I don't know what a noodle dog is, or maybe it's noodle hot dog, just meaning long and thin. I don't know what that means. So if you know what that means, tell me that. Maybe it's a film reference. Lots of dark blue slopes. Some of these arrow pieces. Hopefully there's 2 of these. I can only see 1 at the moment, but it might be in a different bag. That's for this. I think it was supposed to be chrome silver, so I think that's a mistake, because that's just you know, metallic rather than chrome. Ooh. That's the super secret police on patrol. And then we got one final bag, so hopefully the other one of those is in here. And we've got all sorts of more good stuff. Yes. Maybe it's actually trapped in a bag. I should check those. But anyway, we've got a wonderful big propeller. Now this is actually for my Schienen Zeppelin, or my Zeppelin train. I do have one of these in black, but this is old brown and it just looks a bit more antiquated and old. And I thought if for the pictures, if I actually do ever get around to doing that as an ideas submission, then having a really old sort of wooden brown one would be much more appropriate. And having it old brown makes it look, I don't know, to me at least, even older. So that is perfect. So that's the final part I need for that. I've got a Transdark pink sort of half kind of alien bug egg type thing. That's part of a few Galaxy Squad sets, including the absolutely colossal 70709 Galactic Titan from 2013, which is definitely a Titan in size. Wow, what a set. What else have I got? I've got this, which is Bionicle. It's from the character Strack from 2009, 8982. Who looks like a bit of a cool dude, no pun intended. And these were sort of the armour. They're kind of rubberized on the end and it's kind of hard at the other end. But I got one of these a while back for maybe using as part of my eventual Arctic scene, because I thought it looked very, ice cave-like. And then I kind of had the idea in that video to make it as a massive Yeti's foot. And then I could have 2 of them, and that's why I've got a second one. So you'd have sort of the entrance to a cave, and it would just have 2 massive feet and maybe a woolly leg going up from each one, as if like, oh my word, there's a big monster in this cave. So that was my idea for that. Worst case scenario, I use it as little sort of ice crystals, because I mean, it looks fantastic either way, doesn't it? So that is great. Oh, these are for another train build actually, but I won't go into detail on that. I've got these tentacle pieces. Now these are in quite an interesting colour, which is called medium orange, which you don't see very often. And these were part of the 7417 Temple of Mount Everest set from 2003, another Explorers one. And what a lovely set that is. And these were part of the decor and kind of skull holders. So there were 4 in that set. So I've got 4 of them, so that's probably what they did come from. I was wondering if they'd be mislabeled as the ones from the Tigura's Raw set 7411, but they're in earth orange. I think they get confused between the 2, but I think this is the right one, the medium orange. So they'll be interesting, probably under the sea, as you could probably guess. More bits in old light grey. Then we've got this screen, which is very interesting. It's kind of a map with some blobs on, so I can use that maybe as an SSP accessory or just for the regular police or something like that. That's been on just 3 sets, including the Batman Battle Pod 5004929 from 2017, which is very cool. Tiger skin tuxedo, anyone? Need. Definitely want one of those. That's probably on my, maybe one day list. But that map is very nice to have as well to make a scene even better. And then I've got these 2, rather dirty, but I think they'll probably clean up or mend a little bit using my patented hot tea technique. But they're 2x4 tiles in yellow with these sort of, kind of gubbins type stickers, I would call that, sort of workings and whatnot. And I'll probably use these to decorate my underwater builds. You know, I've got all those nice yellow panels now with the round windows in and stuff, and they'll all need joining together. And they'll need sort of service panels and workings and gubbins on the outside. So I thought this would be perfect. Now, these didn't actually come from Undersea sets, actually. They came from the 5886 T-Rex Hunter, which is a huge helicopter. And these were kind of on the wings, if you call them wings on a helicopter, sort of side bits. And it isn't a Jurassic Park set, that. It's a dino set, kind of rip-off. And it's got a really nice coloured T-Rex, if you ask me. That's one of the nicest ones I've seen. But yeah, these are really good added detail for a future build. So I like those. I can't see the other one of those, so maybe it's stuck in a bag. Maybe I only ordered one. It's the wrong colour anyway, so I think that'll go back on the wanted list either way. And there's many more pieces for this build, and you can see there's lots of different wedge plates of all different sort of shapes, mainly in dark blue, mainly in white, and also some grey, so you'll probably have a good guess at that. Oh, and there's one more Clickit piece. I got some Clickit pieces a couple of hauls ago. Whoop, just thrown that away. And this is a nice light blue one, so that's very good. Oh, and there is the other wing. I was just worried that they'd excluded that. That was really vital. The other wing for the Green Goblin build, so thank goodness I've got that as well. And there's a bit of loss on the corner edge there, but I don't think it's too bad. The real life flyer would lose a bit on those edges as well, so I'm looking forward to building that little mini build as well, though goodness knows what I'm going to do with it in my city. You'll have to give me ideas for that, I think. Somebody on a Green Goblin, I mean, maybe it's the SSP again. You never know. They have got a very big budget to waste on all sorts of toys. Right, is that everything? That's the question. It seems so. Has that got anything on? Oh yeah, more SSP logoage, which is from the same set as the other one. And the reason why I'm hesitating here is just because I did expect to have one more interesting piece as well. And I can't see it. I don't think it's here, but maybe that's a mistake. But hey-ho, a pretty good haul with loads of pieces for a very, very interesting build that I think you'll really love. So I'm definitely looking forward greatly to that. Good haul. Well, I've been back through the bags and I haven't found the missing piece, so nonetheless we'll have to save that for another time. I'm sure if I mention it to the vendor they'll send it along afterwards. But yeah, all in all, a very good haul. Not so exotic in some choices of piece perhaps, because mainly they were for this rather large project, which you'll have to have a guess at. I'm really, really excited to build that. It's very creative for me, and that's saying something, I think you'll agree. Yeah, you'll also have to give me ideas for this flyer when I get the rest of the pieces for that. I've got all the printed important ones now. And then we've got loads of little things that are filling in gaps with other projects as well. And I love the idea of the kind of underwater Venus flytrap for these. So yeah, thanks as always for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you want to send something to the channel, you can using the usual address. And then next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing another mock build on Monday. But before that, we'll be doing a supermarket session on Friday. And then another brick haul next Wednesday. So awesome. Until all of that, see you